the treatment's going to change from trying to save his life to just giving him more time.
There you go.
There is hope when it doesn't seem like there is any, when even the doctors are telling you there isn't any.
We didn't think we'd have these moments, or we thought, we could very easily still be living in a hospital right now. We went in for a routine tonsillectomy and have his adenoids taken out, and had a lump in his neck, and they went in to do that, and I remember the doctor coming out and telling us that there was nothing wrong with his tonsils and that he actually had a walnut-sized tumor behind his tonsils. And of course, we were devastated right off the bat. Not only did he have the tumor, but he had places of cancer in his jaw, his skull, his knee, and his legs.
We went through 5 rounds of chemo. They would do the check for the urine markers, and that checks to see how active the neuroblastoma is. And I remember the doctors came in and said that his urine markers had gone up. I can still remember the doctor, he just shook his head and he said, "Looks like we gave him water." Now, mind you, he was getting this chemo, he was puking, he had lost his hair. It was bad. It was awful. I do remember Jeff, he looked at the doctors and he said, "So then he won't reach adulthood." And they both said no. They said now the treatment's going to change from trying to save his life to just giving him more time. And he would be getting chemo with an antibody called chimeric. And it was 15 hours. And about an hour and a half into that very first day of treatment, he just started to get agitated. And I remember our oldest daughter had called us and she could hear him screaming. And I just said, "This isn't a good time."
They actually removed all the cancer in his body except for at the tumor site, and it had actually shrunken the tumor. But they also said at the same time, now it's just holding the cancer at bay. It's really not doing anything else. And they really didn't know what the next step was. Had us consult with the surgeons in Pittsburgh. Our doctor said she wanted us to go to Philadelphia to see Dr. Mossé.
She's done research on kids with neuroblastoma, and we'll go from there. And we went in and we thought 2 options. We're going to have surgery, or we're going to do the crizotinib, which was what our doctors in Pittsburgh had told us about. And first thing she says is, surgery's out. She said she had her doctors look, and it is just too dangerous. It's wrapped around the carotid artery and nobody would touch them. And she said, as for the crizotinib, I think she said, if it was 20 years ago, we would have said, yeah, let's do that. But she said, I'm going to be honest with you, it probably isn't going to work. We had traveled 6 hours, and I remember thinking, we don't have any hope. What are we doing here? She said that there was a clinical trial. As of this morning, there are 2 spots left. Would you like a spot?
We didn't have any other option.
No.
We just looked at her and said, okay.
Yeah, let's do it. It was sort of scary because he was taking a pill. It was, this lorlatinib, he takes a pill.
And it wasn't making him sick, and his hair was starting to grow back. And
he was hungry all the time.
And the exact opposite of what we'd gone through the whole last year. And we were like, how can this be working?
She actually pulled up his scan from when we first started until, this second set. And it was amazing. The tumor in his neck was all lit up. And then in the second picture, it's very, very faint. We were bawling, we were bawling because we thought this is gonna work. This is gonna work. This trial saved Philip's life. It led us to him living his best life.
Oh, Philip.
The trial Philip was on was funded by Alex's Lemonade Stand Foundation.
It's important that people continue to donate to Alex's so that research can continue and be funded and save more children. Philip's just a direct result. Him sitting here being a goofball is a direct result of people that have donated to Alex's Lemonade Stand Foundation. Without those funds, he may not be sitting here today.